Hi everyone, Gerone Wright here with another painting by Rembrandt. Okay, this is either 16 in the era of 1655, right there in that area there. All right. Basically, Rembrandt painted this image, and the name of this image is the title of the image is Slaughter of an Ox. That's Slaughter of an Ox. Okay. Now, Rembrandt in this image, you know that I'm suggesting that Rembrandt actually has taken these images and created references therein that actually reference and show how mankind was created. And he uses graphic detail to go in and explaining how mankind evolved through creatures which he referenced in his paintings, as well as many other Renaissance artists have done. Okay, now what's unique about Rembrandt's work, well, besides it being famous and being masterpieces, is that Rembrandt is known for many paintings that he have done which reference historical biblical moments, paintings of Jesus, and paintings of very famous saints of in biblical histories, popes, you name it, and I mean he's there, he's in the middle of it. Then you have the fact that historical moments in time, Rembrandt's paintings reference them as well, and what I'm about to, I go into that detail because what I'm about to show you here actually highlights some things that actually show you pretty much that I'm right on point with what I'm stating about Rembrandt having this higher knowledge as to how mankind was created and the genetics that went therein creating mankind. And 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 in showing you these images, I know people say, "Well, Jerome, these are a lot of paintings that you're showing," and well, these paintings are a blueprint. If you go to a doctor and the doctor wants to reference your DNA, or let's just say that a man and a woman, for instance, and they want to reference how if there's let's say a parenting, or there's something about paternity, a question of paternity coming up, or you needing blood. I mean, they go to reference charts. Your blood is drawn and your type is established. These paintings, these ancient paintings, are just that. They are referencing genetic charts to show you how mankind was created and which civilizations, which creatures contributed to them, to the creation of certain creatures. How ancient genetics, the founding roots of genetics, apes and all of that, were altered. It shows you how triceratops, how crocodiles, how alligators, how lions. It shows you that there was genetic bridging on a mass scale level, people, that these creatures contributed to what we are today. And I mean, it's in one painting after another. But I mean, with no further ado here, I'm going to show you basically what's going on here. Now, as I'm sitting here looking at this image and all, I'm seeing other things here. It's amazing how when I put this image up here, I start seeing stuff up in between and all. But there's definitely some stuff here. But anyway, I'm going to show you what's going on here. This is Slaughter of an Ox. First of all, the oxen, the pigs, I know where these creatures came from, where they evolved from. Okay, just like I know where the ape evolved from. Okay, just like I'm doing this with us. Okay, I mean with these images here, I would be able to do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I would, and people, I'm so far ahead of the game and all. I don't have to say, well, I know how ape was created and where ape evolved from, which creature ape evolved from. I mean, if I can break it down, I mean, I know that I can break it down. I mean, that's just it. I wouldn't. I'm so far ahead of the game. I don't have no reason to lie to you. In other words, okay. Now, ox, all of this here, the pig, all of this stuff here, we're very closely compatible with the organs. Our organs are very compatible with these creatures. You know what I mean? And it makes you start to wonder. I mean, like, wow, this is. I mean, this is real. This is. I mean, this is the deal here. You know what I mean? You wonder why a pig's heart is almost identical to yours. You know what I mean? And here Rembrandt is explaining it and breaking it down here as to why. You're wondering why. And back in the 16th century, this man knew. Not just him, many other Renaissance artists. I mean, this is phenomenal, people. And I'm still not famous. Isn't this amazing? And I'm still not famous yet. But one day I hope to be, and I'm gonna be just as famous as Rembrandt is. I'm probably gonna be more famous than Rembrandt for painting this painting as me as in decoding it. Okay. I'm going to continue to do so. All right. First of all, the slaughter of the ox. The ox is hanging upside down. This ox is torn open. You can't see it. I'm going to show you in a minute. That in this ox, it shows you evolutionary phases. All right, there's the witch-like woman right there, her head held up. Okay, I'm going to show you something there, people. There she is right there, okay? And you can't see it, but I can. There's a bunch of her evolutionary phases shown all throughout this oxen, and I have them highlighted in another image in which I show you, and it shows you how they evolve, and then there's one right here. It shows you how it actually, to where it's almost like giving birth from this. After it evolved through this ox, this head evolved down. Look at the face right there, this witch-like face. The same face that is up here, people, that is shown evolutionary-wise up through here. It's even here, okay, with a horn there and a horn there. It shows you how this face is coming down. It shows you the evolutionary pattern and the faces of this woman, how she evolved through this oxen, and to finally birth was given. And there's the head, people. Look at the head. Has horns. Now this is an ox. Here's a woman's head, a witch-like woman with her mouth open and a worm coming out of it. Eye there, eye there. She's green in color, reptilian-like. She even has hair on her head right there, and it shows you the horn. There's a horn there, people. There's a horn there. And let me get my pen out so I can actually show you the horns, because this is a little darkening color. Let me make sure that I can coming around her hair. It shows you the horn, people, and coming back in. And where's her other horn? You can Google this image too, by the way, people. The other horn is over here, and it shows you how it gives her hair, gives her a hairline and everything else. And here's her face here. I'm going around her mouth. There would be her chin. She's green in color. Eye there, people. And then it shows you this snaky-like object coming out of her mouth and coming onto this object here, which I know what it is. Let me give her an eyeball there and an eyeball there. And you see that what I just did there, people? Now you can Google the actual image. Now there's several images. And then you have a woman over here that's bent over. She's supposed to be, she's actually like she's cleaning up from the mess of this slop right here, okay? People, that's just not the case. What's happening is it's showing you that the genetics that came out this creature right here shows you the cause for the existence of this creature, and to finally this woman evolved over. It shows you what she did to evolve over to become this woman. Now, thank goodness for cutting and pasting and me learning how to do so. Now, let me show you what this head looks like over there on that woman, and I'll bring it in closer for you actually to see. Now, I cut and pasted the image. That means I took the square from here and just set the square over there. Now, it looks like something out of friggin' Exorcist. Oh. Do you see that, people? Can you see that face there? Look at that. I took the image from down here, cut and pasted it, pulled it up, and put it on the woman over here. Can you see those horns? Now you can Google the actual image, okay? Now, I'm going to back off a little bit so I can show you these other images. See these highlights I made right here? These highlights are the evolutionary face of this creature right here that is inside of this ox. Shows you how through time, thousands, maybe 1,000,000 years, that this actually took place. And it shows you how they evolutionized through this creature until finally the image of woman was created. The first image of woman with horns, mind you. These mythical beings with horns. Now here we're in the 16th century with Rembrandt, and he's referencing this in there. The evolutionary faces of this woman with horns. And here she is. It shows you over here on the floor over here how she transformed from this image into the woman that you see bent over sopping up the the so-called mess from the ox there. There's the woman's face right there. Let me bring this back. It shows you the likeness of this woman right here. I bring that. How she obtained her likeness. This is what this is all about, people. It's genetic bridging and genetic manipulation. And it's all shown. I can read this over here. Not just this, but the mass. There's a mass right here. It tells you how this woman evolved from here, from this creature, came down here, shows you an evolutionary process that happened, a bridging there. It shows you a bridging here, a bridging there, and then it shows you where she went right here. And people, these genetic bridgings are taking place today under the guise of Christianity and religion. This has been going on since the beginning of time. This is the ancient secret that has people wondering and saying, well, what is going on? What is this and what is that? All of the answers, people, are in my discoveries. This is why I can take Rembrandt's painting, famous paintings, Rembrandt, Michelangelo, Bernini, Dora. It doesn't make a difference who it is. I can do this because they all are either mentors each other, went to the same school, or are referencing the same exactical thing, and that's the higher power and celestial knowledge of how we were actually created. And that's what this is all about. Now, there's another, I'm going to show you something else. This is compelling because Rembrandt, I like Rembrandt. And you know why I like Rembrandt? Because he does just like Salvador Dali does. When he creates what he would call a masterpiece that references things in a sense that that actually tickles his own fancy, I like to say. He pats himself on the back. He creates his two versions of it. Salvador Dali does the same exact thing. I love these two cats for that because it gives you a comparison, a wonderful comparison, okay, of how you can take two different paintings by the same artist and draw the same conclusion based on your same findings that are in there. Now, what other image is there? Here's the same, look, and here's the same pig without this scenario, without the woman there and without the head there. And this is what it looks like here. Now, what he does here, what Rembrandt does here, and I'm assuming that this was made in the 1600s, right around the same era, in the 1600s, around 1655. Again, we have the busted open hog right here. Then he has a woman standing over here in the back door here. And the way her body is positioned out, it gives her the likeness and appearance of the flesh in her midsection of that of the hog right here. And then it creates almost like a face of a man in her bosom, in her belly and bosom area, and it makes it look like her head is sticking out of the of the forehead of the man. Now, I'm going to bring in a larger version and show you exactly what I'm talking about to give you an idea of what's going on here. Man, I'm seeing some good stuff here. Man, there's some good stuff in this thing, in this image here. My goodness. There is some good stuff here. Alright, I'm going to bring up a larger image. Here's a larger image of what I was just stating. And, again, this is the slaughter of the ox. Now, the woman's head, I wonder if I can bring that in closer for you a second. Alright, with it like that, imagine this. This is the woman's body. Now, here's the woman's head sticking out from the door right here. Here's her hair. There's her eye, nose, mouth. Okay? And the way her body is positioned in the door and the clothing that she wears, it gives the flesh from this creature, the colors that was utilized here, placed over here. It creates the nose of a man right there, an eye right there, and then it creates the beard right here. So here you have a woman, her neck is extended from the forehead of the face of a man. okay, that was created from this mutation. It shows you, okay. There it is there. Can you see that? I don't know what. I'm going to bring that in closer again. Now, it gets better, people, so hang in there with me. You see what I'm talking about here? Imagine this as a bearded man right here. There's his nose coming around. And then there's his eyes. And the woman's head, she peeks, and here's her hair right there. She's peeking out. But now, mind you that this is her clothing that is cloaked with supposedly the flesh of this creature here. And that's what creates the man's face there. It lets you know that she's genetically bonded with this creature through a genetic bridging. Okay? And it gives us an image of a man and then an image of a woman. But it gets better than that, people. Much better. Let me see how much time I got. Okay, good enough. Still got time. Now, in the body of this slaughtered hog here, busted open hog, there are mutations in there. Okay? Not just, it's mind-baffling mutations. Now, I'm going to turn the image for you so I can show you a mutation. Let's go here, like so. Okay, I turned the image now. Now, mind you, this is the same image as the first image, but it's actually turned. This is going to blow you away, people. It shows you that this creature is busted open, and it shows you a mutation right here. There's his head there. Here's his arm, his right arm hooked out, coming out, laid over. There's his arm, his hand, and it shows you the same exact thing over here. The left hand coming out and hooked over. And look at the body, people. It shows you, here's the creature's head is there. Here's his buttocks, the split at the buttocks there, and here's his right leg hooked up, coming up and swinging back around, showing you that this creature is doing like a split where it's underneath, where his left leg is underneath of his torso, making an exit out of the busted open ox's body. You want to see what that actually looks like, what that creature looked like right there? Look. This is what's beautiful about this, people. You can Google this image now that I've shown you this. Look at the creature. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It shows you the joints in the leg and arm. This mutation that Rembrandt in the 1600 people, in the 1600s, had the knowledge of such creatures. Evolution. This is evolution, people. This is the ugly side of evolution that you don't know about, that people knew the entire time. Those explorations to America and to Egypt and to all of these other places of the world, commissioned by the Vatican and the queens and kings of Spain. These people knew who we were all along. The cat is captured in the Renaissance artist paintings. And I know what these creatures are. I know what they look like. And the reason why I can identify with these people is because before I was able to see these creatures, I seen them in the real sense. Meaning that these beings appear for me to see. They're multi-dimensional existences that only, I'm telling you right now, I mean, it's like, I wouldn't even say the trained eye. You actually have to disconnect totally from reality. Send your eyes crossways. Send your mind in the same direction. And just totally reject everything that was ever taught to you, ever. And so much as far as the laws of physics, as far as religion, as far as everything. You have to lose touch with reality in the sense of what is here. And you can see this. Now, failing that scenario, you can see it because I'm showing it to you. And this is a way of, once you start realizing that what I am showing you is true and correct, everything, people, then becomes, it starts making sense to you on why this is happening and why that is happening, why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why do certain creatures act the way they do, why do certain creatures are in attachment with mankind. People have these creatures that are on our planet we were genetically bridged with, if not all of them. You know what I mean? I'm still seeing this. I mean, people, it's just phenomenal. You know what I mean? To be totally honest with you. Look at this creature. Its buttock. Here is his right buttock, right here. This is his torso coming up his back. People, the arm, the socket, the right arm socket, bent over and going over, people, and it even has a hand. And then you over here, look at there's the mouth with the tongue hanging out, like a lizard, reptilian lizard with the tongue hanging out right here. Let me color that red for you so you can see the tongue. There's the tongue right there, people, coming out of this thing's mouth, right there. Look at that. This is serious, people. Look at the leg, how the leg is stretched out like this thing is doing a split, and even shows you the joints in its leg. Look at this. Almost like a bamboo stick. Shown evolving from out of the ox, people. This creature is shown evolving from out of the ox. I wish I had my Nicki Minaj picture up here with Roman Reloaded, where you have to see my video on that, where her back is busted out and it's showing this creature evolving out. The same exact principle, people. I wish I had that up here for the sake of this video, so I could hammer that message home. The Roman Reloaded picture albums that were done by deluxe album artists is insinuating the same exact thing with the torso of Nicki Minaj laid off to her side, the black version of it, back busted out, and then the new version emerging out. It's signifying the same exact thing. People, you got to see all my videos here. I think this is like my 64th or 65th video. You have to see all of my videos and make the connection of what I'm doing here. Look at this, people. Look at this. And this is just only a piece of what is here. Look at this mutation. Look how the buttock is split. The right butt cheek, here's the left, and it shows almost like a scrotum, like a nutsack hanging down between its legs. All of this is captured by Rembrandt in this image. And this creature's leg is up underneath of itself, showing you like it's taking a long stride, getting the hell up out of here, like I'm free, and then busted out. A mutation incubated through this creature, the ox. An earlier form of man right there. An earlier form of man. Let me get that thing an eye right quick. Here's his right arm coming up over top of itself. There's an eye there. There's an eye there. Look at this thing. This is upside the back. Look, even shows you the ribs in this thing. Look at that. Here's the armpit. Its left leg is right here up underneath of his body. Up underneath his chest area. Stressed open, giving birth, coming out. Look at that, of the slaughtered hog. An open up version showing you this creature's coming out, giving birth. 16th century, people. What in the hell is Rembrandt doing knowing about this in the 16th century? And then, why has he got it encrypted in his artwork if it wasn't everything that I told you that it was? That's the reason why it's there. This is there hidden, people, because it lets the select few of people that knows about this stuff, the genetic sequences. Because there's a constant genetic bridging going on today, and they cannot get it wrong. And these references is what help them keep it right and keep it honest, and let you know the direction of where it's going. It's like if you went to the hospital and you're a type A blood, and then they give you a type O, and it lets you know how you are sequenced genetically. It keeps it original, people. These people know, and our continents, you can't help but wonder, this is all the reason why our continents are separated. This is the reason why we're divided by religion. I mean, this is the reason why we are so segregated globally. For this reason right here, people. It's no different than what Adolf Hitler was doing. I don't think that he had that much knowledge in so much as far as that. But one of Salvador Dali's paintings references how Adolf Hitler was doing the same exact thing. And Dali even references in his paintings what technique, what genetic sequences Adolf Hitler was utilizing in his creation of the ultimate man or the superior race. Salvador Dali knew based on the information that he acquired. And I'm stating that the only way that Dali knew this is that he had to obtain these information from the Vatican, who's at the center of all of this. They're at the center of all of this right here. What you see right here, all of this here is linked back to the Vatican. Everything that you see here is linked back to the Vatican. Every piece of this is linked back to the Vatican. Okay? Alright, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to do another Rembrandt video after this. Okay? The next one is going to be Flight to Egypt. It's a historical time. I guess I don't know who these biblical figures are or whatever, but they're in flight to Egypt. And what I'm going to show you is how they were carrying genetics and DNA into Egypt to alter Egypt. Okay? And this is what the flight to Egypt is about. You have Renaissance artists. There must be hundreds of paintings referencing this flight to Egypt, this historical moment. And I'm going to show you that they were genetically altering Egypt, just like they genetically altered Africa, and just like they genetically altered the Americas, and just like they are genetically altering everything, all of mankind globally now. It continues, it will continue, and the good part about all of this, people, is I can bring it to you and I can show you how it's being done. My name is Gerone Wright. If you haven't seen my videos, people, you have to see all of my videos. Look at all of my videos. Yeah, all of my videos. I'm having a true paranormal experience and an encounter that led me to all of this. I didn't start out all of this way. If you want to know my whole story, I'm on Alien UFOs, Dreams and Experiences. Or you can Google my name, but you have to Google it right. It's the only one spelled like that. It's Gerone Wright. That's G-E-R-O-N as in Nancy, E-W-R-I-G-H-T. And that'll link you to my Alien UFO sites. I'm all over the place, except famous. You know, it's amazing that you can turn on the 6 o'clock news and see them trying to, firemen and get half an hour news coverage to see them trying to get a cat down off of a live wire. But yet when this stuff here pops up, it's like everything is being shied away from, which is factual and could be verified. I mean, people, if I'm telling you that there's a hog here, this is by the famous artist Rembrandt. I mean, what more news is greater than that? Here's a famous painting by the Rembrandt, and I showed you in two different likenesses of his paintings, okay, of the slaughter of the ox. Look at this creature shown emerging from the ox. Joints in the leg and everything. Left leg. Look at the detail, the graphic detail of this. Buttock. Right leg shown right leg shown stretched back. Okay, left leg is up underneath of it, and look at the face on this thing, and then it shows you. As a matter of fact, that's the left arm or the right arm, and now I can't really even tell. I think that's the right arm, bent over and coming back around, and has a hand on it. People, what greater detail is there than that right there? You can Google this yourself and see it. I mean, the slaughter of the ox of Rembrandt. You only get two forms of it. Only two forms, and both forms I done decoded right here before your eyes. And that's not even everything that I'm actually giving to you. What we got here? I showed you a woman with an ox head. Look at that, people. Come on now. Get up off your butts and Google a friend. Google a professor. Link this message to other people. Link this, to your page, to your friends and family. I mean, if you're in college, show it to your college professor. said, well, there's a guy online that's showing me something real. You know what I mean? What can get more realer than this here, people, telling you who you are? My name is Gerone Wright. This is my Geronification channel. I'll see you in my next video, which is going to leave your mouth dropping. Thank you.